Jarvis moves in along with Byfield and Neighbors. And the puck is knocked away by Emil Viro. Drops it back, and then centering pass goes wide from Carnarenta. Moved ahead by Goulet. He finds Jarvis, one of the Canadian goal scorers, and Jarvis feeds it back around to Byfield. Byfield works it back in the corner. It's knocked off stride, now picked up by Viro. And Viro's pass goes all the way back down to the Canadian zone. And Lucas Cormier of Charlottetown of the Quebec Major Junior League picks it up. Cormier made the Quebec League All-Rookie team last year, scored 15 goals in 63 games as a defenseman for Charlottetown.
Very, very good offensive defenseman. Quick and fast. And
takes that pass and sends it on goal. That's knocked away by Blomqvist. Now Perfetti hacks that wide. Cole Perfetti was indeed a Whitby Wildcat for 8 years. I mentioned played with Darren Drager's son there. Bob McKenzie's boys played for the Wildcats as well, so we have to get that mentioned in whenever possible.
Yeah, Mason Drager, Darren's son, they played minor midget together. Cole was playing a year ahead. Pretty good player. So here's Lucas Cormier. Great confidence with the puck. He's got some jump in his game. Quick, fast, recognizes offensive opportunities. 15 goals for a 16-year-old player in junior hockey. I mean, that's impressive for any position, let alone a defenseman.
Off the draw, Foudy couldn't get a shot away. Now here's Jean-Luc Foudy back with it. Poke free and loose to the side of the goal is Cooley. Back for Foudy. Poirier. Long wrist shot knocked away by Blomqvist. And Foudy races to that loose puck.
That's where his quickness and speed come in.
Cooley, one of the Canadian goal scorers in the first period, plays it back for Sabrango, and that wrist shot goes wide. Poirier steps back up, plays for St. John in the Quebec League. Now scooped up by Ridley Gregg with a quick shot. High rebound, score! Ridley Gregg gets his own rebound, and Canada's got a 4-0 lead.
We saw Ridley Gregg in the first period draw a penalty because he received the puck and he went straight forward. Another really good play here by Ridley Gregg. He's in the corner and he gets the shot under the stick. Quick spin, the shot, but he gets right back to the net. Picks up his own rebound and swings it past Blomqvist. Leaves a nice juicy rebound for Gregg. Feast on.
Ridley Gregg with a goal and an assist so far. And Canada leads 4-0. Mentioned Gregg's dad, Mark Gregg, was a longtime pro player, spent time up and down in the NHL with 4 teams.
First-round draft pick by the Hartford Whalers.
Here's Goulet with it. Feeds it back across. That's knocked away by Niemela.
And Mark is now a scout with the Philadelphia Flyers.
Where his NHL career ended.
I saw him in Calgary. I said, a little nervous? Well, yeah. You start watching, I mean, Mark's played and he's watched thousands of games, but when your son's playing, it changes the dynamic a little bit.
Well, as scouts who have kids that play often tell their bosses, my report on my son's game is going to be pretty one-sided. You're not going to hear a lot about the other players on the ice, just so you know. There's a look at Maverick Bork, who plays for Shawinigan in the Western League, or the Quebec League, rather.
Martin Bondu, the GM in Shawinigan, is part of the Hockey Canada Management Group. He works with the U17 program.
And now the puck stolen by Neighbors. Another chance as Byfield was loose in front, along with Jarvis.
And that program of excellence management group. So you have Martin Bondu working with the U17 group leading it. Here's that chance again, bouncing right out. Good play by Jake Neighbors. The muscle. Blomqvist makes a good read there. Timeout by Finland. Just quickly back to the program of excellence management group. So they tier it. Martin Bondu with the U17 group. Then you have Alan Miller, who's managing the U18 group and overseeing that. Then you have Mark Hunter overseeing the U20 group.
So Anssi Laine, the Finnish head coach, calls timeout here with His team down 4-0. Laine, by the way, not related to the Winnipeg Jets star.
Here's Ridley Greig, the quick spin off the boards and then following the rebound. And you leave good players in front of the net and good hands, that type of room, that kind of space. And I think Laine just saw the last turnover and he just said, hey, we got to be a lot better than we've been.
Finns will play the Czechs tomorrow, close out the round robin against the Swiss on Wednesday. The other side of the draw, poor Slovaks in Piestany. They've got Sweden, the United States, and Russia on their side of the draw. And there's Cormier with a hard shot. He stepped into that, and Blomqvist made the save.
And Slovakia was relegated from the A group in the U18 championship,
right.
So they'll be in the B group.
And that's the first time, Greg, we've seen Slovakia, you know, since they became independent from the Czech Republic, right into that. For years of the World Junior Championship, they were magicians at avoiding relegation. They finished one spot above 7 times since they got promoted in the late 90s.
Yep.
They've managed to find a way, but at the under 18 level, they haven't. And Slovak hockey, like Czech hockey, this area is going through a real change. So many of their young players come over and play in North America. Canada trying a late change there. Finland, by the way, is the home team, has the last change in this game. Henrik Lapierre for the face-off. Wins that back. Poirier shoots. That floats wide. And Perfetti back on it. Rochette feeds it down to Lapierre. And Lapierre works across the top. That long wrist shot deflects wide. Here's Rochette with it. Back at the point to Damon Hunt, and that's gloved wide as Vero got a hand on that. 3.5 gone here in the second period. Canada a 4-0 lead. Later on tonight, Switzerland will play the Czech Republic here, and the Slovaks will play the Swedes in Piestany. And now a call coming against the Finns as Caden Gooley was sent flying. And Canada will go to the power play for the second time in the hockey game.
Caden Gooley is the definition of outstanding, exceptional skater. It's not just his speed, it's his pivoting, it's his agility, it's his quickness. And you're going to see it right here as he draws this penalty. Jumps on the ice and then he's quickly by. The only chance there for Carnarata, stick out the leg. Canada has one power play goal already in this game.
Gooley was the first overall pick in the 2017 Western Hockey League Bantam draft. The Western League, unlike Ontario and Quebec, drafts players on a Bantam. So these players from the West were picked in 2017. The OHL and Quebec players were picked in their 2018 midget draft. Lapierre moves in. And Drysdale has it squeezed by him. Short glass on the side. Canada's arguing that went straight out. The Finns are saying it deflected, but the officials are huddling, and Canada may get a 2-man advantage here.
Yeah,
they will.
It's a penalty. Minute 41.
Real short side glass in this ring.
No question about it.
So off goes Jesse Seppala, and Canada's got a 5-on-3 for a minute and 41 seconds. Drysdale feeds that back in the corner for Connor McLennan. He looks back to Lapierre. Henrik Lapierre on the 2-man advantage. Feeds it back across, and Perfetti slapped that wide. Lapierre for Perfetti. Back to Lapierre. Teed up. Drysdale elects not to shoot. And now the captain works in and risks that. Knocked away by Blomqvist. Perfetti to Byfield. And the Finns able to bang that down the ice a minute to go in the first penalty to Finland. And Tristan Lennox goes ahead to Lapierre. Drop back to Jarvis. To Poirier. To Jarvis. Jarvis didn't shoot, just missed short side. And Poirier can't hold the line for Canada. 40 seconds to go in the first Finnish penalty. sort of. Cooley shoots, and Cooley's shot is stopped by Blomqvist. Now Jarvis back to pick it up. Jarvis jumps in. Feeds it back to Sorta. And Sorta flips that wide.
A couple of wide shots that end up helping Finland clear the zone. Don't want to miss that far wide on the far side.
In comes Jarvis. Final seconds of the first penalty. And now Sorta swings back to pick it up. First penalty's over. Canada still in the power play for 15 seconds. And there's Justin Sorta, the Surrey, BC native. That lead pass missed, and Canada called for icing with 7 seconds to go on the power play.
Well, certainly not what you would call a crisp, efficient power play. Shots. There's Tristan Lennox. You see Hendrix Lapierre. The Finns were making a change. They only changed 2 players. Lennox really alert.
Vero flips that back in the corner. And Finland survives a long Canadian power play, including a minute and 40 seconds of 5-on-3. Vero with it. Pulls it back across to Niemela. He played for the Finns at the under-18s last spring. Now battle in the corner. It's picked free by Järventie.
Kate Gooley's going to get an interference penalty.
Ratti lost the handle, but as Canada knocks it out, the Finns will go to the power play. 13:24 to go in the second period. Canada leads 4-0. Gooley, the first overall pick, as we mentioned, the 2017 Western League Bantam draft goes off, and the Finns will go back to the power play.
Here's the penalty right here. Ratti trying to get to the puck, and Gooley gets in his lane, and there you have it, 2 minutes interference.
Third power play of the game for the Finns. And when they're good internationally, their power play is lethal. You think about their World Junior wins in 2014, 2016, and most recently in 2019, they destroyed teams on the power play. With good players doing it too.
The World Junior Summer Showcase, that power play was pretty good there too, Gord.
Yeah. Now Rochette with the steal of the penalty kill, flips that wide, and Ratti goes back to pick it up. To Ratti's a November 2002 birthday. You mentioned not eligible for the draft until 2021. Hirvonen, great move in, shoots. That was blocked in front. The puck still loose, and Suni couldn't grab the handle. Still bouncing around. Drysdale banks it off the boards and back down the ice.
And like Anton Lundell, who played at the World Junior Championships last year and was part of that gold medal winning team. He was part of the gold medal winning play that Capo Cacto scored with just under 2 minutes left. After Ratti, Lundell played here at the Hlinka Gretzky Cup last year in Edmonton. After Ratti, very well could be a candidate for the upcoming Finnish World Junior team.
A shot fired on by Lambert, knocked away by Lennox. Lambert, by the way, is a double underage. He was born in December 2003. He won't be drafted till 2022. He's just 15.
Amazing. Born in Finland to a Canadian father. As he told us before the game, played 1 year of Pee-wee hockey in Saskatoon.
Now Craig moves in and shoots, and a shorthanded chance is kicked away by Blomqvist. Suni drops it back, and that shot powdered wide. As Rafkin stepped into that. Held at the line by Niemela. And the penalized there. Gooley steps back on a chance in front, knocked away. And Suni got the shot away. And that shot by Rafkin dribbles back down in front. Suni on the wraparound try, throws it through the crease. Rafkin fires, that's blocked by Foudy, or Greg rather, and he goes to Foudy. And now Foudy works in, and Blomqvist able to glove that and hang on.
Well, Jean-Luc Foudy is fast and quick. Here he is on the penalty kill, trying to get inside Brad Lambert. Lambert does a good job because Foudy's one of those players. I remember Darian Hatcher, the captain of the Dallas Stars, long-time NHLer, saying if you were in a tie with Timo Solani, you were behind him. I think Jean-Luc Foudy has that type of speed.
It's the first thing you notice about him. Cormier shoots, that deflection. Fred Blomqvist makes the stop. Jarvis is in there, taking for the loose puck.
Good little play here, controlling the puck, and as they work it high, you see Jake Neighbors going right back to the net, trying to get a stick on it. Canada doing a nice job of working the puck low to high and then getting in behind that layer of defensemen.
Cormier back and shoots. Blomqvist lost that for a moment, and now Lapierre has it back. Just behind the goal, picked up by Sepala. And jumping into the rush is Manpa. Knocked away from him, and Perfetti was almost away. Now Manpa has it back. Getting back to pick it up is Coutillot. He's heading to Swift Current for the upcoming season. Poirier walks out of the corner, shoots, missed high and wide with that. Lapierre sends it across, and the shot by Perfetti is turned away by Blomqvist. Perfetti opened the scoring for Canada in this game. Now Poirier back with it. 4 different goal scorers for Canada. Poirier back across to Cormier. Head to Perfetti. Cole Perfetti works in. Just that towards the front of the goal. Knocked down neatly by Sorta. Back for Gouli off the outside of the post.
I love the way Gouli jumped in there and recognized that there may be an opportunity, and he jumped into that space. And Justin Sorta made a nice little quick pass to him for the shot.
O'Rourke goes back for it. And O'Rourke taken in hard by Järventie. Niemela works in from the point. Niemela got to feed that back across to Lambert, and Gouli has it back. Back to pick it up is Neiman. Brings it back across to Niemela. These are the players that we'll see likely most of them in 2 years' time at the World Junior Championship as 19-year-old players. So a select few will get a look at the selection camp in the fall.
You see some of these players playing in the series against the Russians. Yeah. CHL series.
Suni feeds it back in front. A great chance in time for Oskari Luoto. And he's turned away and close by Tristan Lennox. It remains 4-0 Canada here in the second period.
Tristan Lennox hasn't been called on a lot to make saves, but he came up really sharp. It's the Bill Belichick line, do your job. Doesn't matter if it's one shot every 10 minutes or 10 every couple of minutes. Tristan Lennox, good concentration in the net. Good save right before this face-off.
Greg with a hard hit in the corner, knocked down Luoto. And Ryan O'Rourke steps into his man. 8 to go in the period. Canada a 4-0 lead. It's the opening day of the 2019 Hlinka Gretzky Cup. We welcome you wherever you're looking at across the country. And likely your first look at the top draft prospects for 2020 and beyond. Although the goaltender for Canada, Tristan Lennox, is the only Canadian who has a late birthday. That's really unusual. Of course, Alexis Lafreniere was so good last year. And Lafreniere is another guy, Craig, that wound up making the Canadian junior team as a 17-year-old player.
Braden Schneider was on that team, a late birthday. He was just at the World Junior Summer Showcase. So here's Tristan Lennox. This is right in front of the net. Real sharp. There's the one trying to go high. He gets his body up there. And this is the one prior to that, in tight. And Luoto doesn't have a lot of room to get up past Tristan Lennox. Justin Barron, who was on that Hlinka Gretzky team last year in Edmonton, also a late birthday.
Yep. Off the draw, that's a drive from front of McLennan, gets stopped. McLennan from Wainwright, Alberta, plays for Winnipeg in the Western League. You're saying, wait a minute, what? That's the old Kootenay Ice. They're moving to Winnipeg for the upcoming season.
Honor at the World Under-17 Hockey Challenge last November in St. John, New Brunswick was a star. Leading goal scorer. Just really dynamic at every turn during the course of that tournament.
Tessa Bonhomme and Dave Reed will have updates for you coming up, but it was 2-0 Team USA. It's now 4-2 Russia. The Russians have scored 4 times.
That's a good team. Russia's got a good team. So Gord's giving me a little bit of a wink here because, you know, watching Canada play and knowing how good Russia is, I said to him after the first period, I wrote on good save there by Tristan Lennox on push-up. I wrote on the back of a paper, my prediction is Canada and Russia for the gold, and then I saw the score after the first period, and always a reminder, be careful. Here's the shot here by Rortio.
By the way, it is very hot in Breclav today outside. They got the barbecues going outside. We got to go get one of those sausages. We have to. I can smell them. But it's warm. The ice, or the glass was fogged up when we came in, but the ice has held up okay so far.
In 2012, Hlinka Gretzky, it was the Ivan Hlinka Memorial Tournament at that time. Dale Hunter was the head coach of that team. It was the 2013, excuse me. Dale Hunter, DJ Smith was the assistant. Dominic Ducharme was an assistant. It was over 40 degrees here. You just couldn't believe it.
Didn't Dale use like 7 forwards and 3D or something in the
semifinal game? They had the day off. The team really, they were lucky to get to the medal round. They ended up with a break-off of a shootout between Switzerland and Sweden to get to the medal round. And, you know, there's been some injuries and some underperforming players. And one thing Dale Hunter doesn't tolerate is underperforming players and certainly underwhelming effort. So he decided to go with about 7 forwards and 3 defensemen. Aaron Ekblad, DJ Smith wouldn't open the door for him. He just put his foot on the door and would look away because he wanted Aaron to get his breath and then just go right back out on the ice. Joe Hicketts was on that team.
In comes Byfield now, drops it back, and the pass is picked off and brought back the other way by Manpa. And that soft shot taken by Niemela is turned away by Tristan Lennox. 5:39 to go here in the second. Canada leads by 4. Home of the legendary Breclav Tigers in the what is now called the Czech Extra League. Love their hockey in this country. Jaromir Jagr, by the way, is going to play apparently for Kladno this year. He's the part owner of the team. Although, according to sources, Jaromir is about 20 kilos overweight, which is almost 50 pounds.
Well, I mean, when you're the owner, though, you can decide how you're
I guess he's got a spot.
A different kind of owner involvement.
But you know what? He got them promoted last year. They're back in the Czech Extra League, which is great for that proud program. He made his debut in the Czech Extra League as a 16-year-old in Kladno. When you talk about the greatest lines in World Junior history, Holik Reichel Jagr in 1990 has got to be right up there.
Oh, it is. You know it. I mean, McGillney, Bure, and Fedorov.
And Laska in 88, yeah. Or 89, sorry.
Yeah, you think about Finland, you know, with that Aho, Laine, Puljujärvi line at the 2016 World Junior Tournament.
Bergeron, Crosby, and Perry in 2005. That was okay. And then Carter and Getzlaf followed it right up, too. I think Burns was the winger on. I think Brett Burns. Oh, sorry, no, that's right. Brad Richards was not Brad Richards. Sorry, Mike Richards was the winger there. But at one time, the year before, Brett Burns was a winger for Canada with Getzlaf and Carter. In comes Foudy with it. Foudy wheels around, throws it back in front, and Cooley gathers it back up. Cooley was scored in the first period for Canada. Swings that back to O'Rourke. Slaps it off the end boards. And now Cooley plays it back in. You scouted for a long time. How much stock do you put in this tournament?
I don't think it's stock that you dismiss. I think it really serves as an opportunity to evaluate lots of different players in an environment against other good players that you don't get that opportunity to evaluate under. So I think that's really important. But it's you know, you've watched a lot of the players as underages, but this becomes really the real serious part of the scouting journey leading to the 2020 draft. But it's a significant part of the evaluation. Make no mistake about it.
Well, Vasily Podkolzin probably doesn't go top 10 in the draft without that performance at Edmonton last year. Fair to say?
Yeah, oh, well, he was phenomenal. But, you know, so we think about Philip Broberg, who went 8th to the Edmonton Oilers, and just think about how superb he was there, right? Like, I mean, and so it gives you an opportunity as a scout to really see where players are at.
And Bud drops that back. Boutiot with it. Lions and shoots. That one high and wide. Inside 3 to go here in the period. And Weisblatt stepped into his man, Neiman. And that's going to be a contact with a head penalty against Canada's Ozzy Weisblatt. So that's going to be 2 and 10 for him.
Automatic 2 and 10.
That's a really tough penalty to take, because you look at it now, he doesn't come back now until midway through the 3rd period. And there's an intermission coming up. He's going to sit for close to an hour.
Yep. Yeah, and there's zero tolerance for it in the IIHF. And you have to be very aware of making contact with the head.
So the Finns are back on the power play for the 4th time in the game.
Had some opportunities on the power play. Specifically, this group of players out there.
And a lot of it runs through the hands of number 23, out to Ratti. Boutiot drops it back to Ratti. Brings it down to Neiman. Now it's fed back down to the finish zone. 2.5 to go here in the period. And Finland winds it out in the power play. Hirvonen drops it back to Soon. He was poke checked there by Gregg, and Ridley Gregg, along with Jean-Luc Foudy, have had a strong afternoon penalty killing for Canada. Here's Sooney back with it. In for Ratti. Ratti drops it back. Loose in front was Sooney. Couldn't get a shot away, and it's knocked down the ice by Sebrango. Boutiot lifts that ahead to Lambert. Lambert gets slammed there by Goulet.
So there's Goulet skating defensively. Just pivots laterally to his left and just closes off any type of ice that Brad Lambert thought he could take.
Well, Goulet's 17. He's 6'2", 186 pounds.
He's got an edge to his game, too. He gets involved physically.
Rafkin plays it back to Niemela. Reinbach. Back in the corner, Lambert shoots, and the pad save made by Lennox. He'll hang on to that. Goulet gets back into it with Brad Lambert, who is able to converse with him in English.
Kate Goulet. So here he is closing on Brad Lambert. Just no chance. You're just shut right down. And then there's a couple guys in the penalty box. I think they like that. There's Connor McClellan giving a little glass tap.
McClellan serving the minor penalty that was assessed to Weisblatt, who then has to serve his 10-minute misconduct.
Weisblatt plays with Kate Goulet, so he's probably seen that. And Connor McClellan perhaps has probably felt that playing against Kate Goulet in the Western Hockey League and growing up in Bantam in Alberta.
15 seconds to go on the Canadian penalty. Cooley plays it ahead. And here's Lambert with it. Winds in across the line. Lambert drops it back. Niemela works it back across. The pass was knocked away. As Cooley got a stick on that. And the teams are back to even strength with 45 seconds left in the period. Rafkin snaps that pass rink wide, and now taken down is Seppala, and Canada will be shorthanded again. with 30 seconds to go in the period. And it'll be Cole Perfetti who goes off.
Well, Cole ends up on the wrong side. You know, now that rule, you get your hand in, your stick in on the hands of the opponent, goes down. There was a time where that type of play would have never even been considered a penalty. Now it's just about automatic.
Perfetti complained to Weisblatt, who's still got to sit there for another 10 minutes. So
rare is the player that doesn't dispute the penalty call.
Penalty boxes are full of innocent men, aren't they? Byfield bangs that back down the ice as time winds down here in the second period. And a solid start for Canada. And Coach Michael Dick talked to us before the game about the fact that he felt the Canadian strength was depth. And we've seen that in evidence here so far this afternoon. Sooney in the corner with it. Back to Hervin and a centering pass. And they can't get a shot away as time expires here at the end of the second period. And Canada goes to the dressing room with a 4-0 lead after 40 minutes.
So Tristan Lennox was called upon to make a couple of saves after not having a lot of work, but goaltender has to do his part to hold up the end of the bargain. Certainly Tristan Lennox did that in this latter part of the second period.
Ridley Gregg adds to the Canadian lead.